the short break. This is dynamite. This is a very good conversation for you. Better pick something from it. This is still Doreen Kemcha, Women in Business on Smart 24 TV, and I'm here on this episode with Honorable Evelyn Anite. We were still talking, Honorable, as we talked about investment, as we talked about these areas, as we talked about jump-starting the Ugandan who is still waiting for, give me, just get out and all that. What are those particular areas of investment, the investment priorities that you get to look at and you're like, I wish Ugandans would wake up and seize this moment? What are those particular, just in a quick one?
So as the investment priority, we only have 4 priority areas that if you truly go to those sectors, you'll make money, you'd get rich.
Which ones?
One of them is commercial agriculture, not subsistence, commercial, meaning that you do large scale, you then produce, and then you go and sell. The other is value addition, still under commercial agriculture. You're not going to sell your maize without value addition. Do a little bit of value addition on your maize, you will fetch more money. If you sell a kilo of maize at 1,000, the grains, if you do value addition, you will sell it.
3,000.
Maize now,
yes.
Maize flour?
Much more.
Yes, at 4,000, you will sell a kilo. So you get more value. So it's value addition. For everything, it is honey. If you sell it crude without processing it, you'll not get value. So all the agricultural products, remember, Uganda is the backbone of agriculture is the backbone of our country. So agriculture being the backbone of our country, that means that all the agricultural inputs, if done on scale and value addition is done, you'll make money. Yes. The other sector is manufacturing. You have all these minerals. You can manufacture textile clothing, you can manufacture shoes out of your lugabire if you design it very nicely. Yes. You can make money, you can dress young people, you can dress the older ones just out of shoes. And you have this leather. You don't even have to make the expensive and down end of it, whatever it is. Jewelry, hair, mention it, manufacture anything that you manufacture. Don't forget, we import most of our goods.
And yet we still have quite a lot of opportunity to do so.
Yes. So if you're in the sector of manufacturing anything, and I insist, anything, I can assure you, you will not be poor. As I speak, I manufacture 5 different products.
Which products?
Body Vaseline, that's why it's good for women in business. I do body Vaseline,
yes.
Baby jelly, body jelly. Yeah. I do liquid detergent to clean hospitals, to clean your houses, to scrub your saucepans, whatever it is. That's those detergents I do. And then I do hand wash.
Yes.
And then I do body creams.
Yes.
So all these products, I manufacture them because I know that they're fast-moving products, and for sure there is always going to be a demand. So somebody needs it.
So you talked about you talked about commercial agriculture. You talked about value addition.
Manufacturing.
About manufacturing.
Services.
Services.
Now we have a lot of need for services. If you're in hospitality, you are in marketing, that's a service. You are in transportation, that's a service. That falls under the service of logistics. You're in wood products. Mention it. Everything that is falling under service, you'll make money. ICT is another sector. Young people have got the ability to develop apps and all that, and then if they go into that sector, they will be able to do hospitality, which is a service that I am in.
It's growing huge and huge.
So you just start your hotel. You don't have to put those rental units where they will pay you once in a month. But for the hotel, you'll mint the money on a daily.
If the location is good.
Of course.
Yes.
When you have to do a business survey, so that you are in a prime location, not only even a prime location, your place should have some greenery. It should be having a good road network. Then you'll be able to attract people to go and sleep there. It has to be clean. Nobody wants to sleep in a dirty place.
Yeah. It has to meet all those standards.
It has to meet all those standards. Yeah. And service, you serve them better than the world be served in their homes.
Someone actually said there is quite an opportunity in Uganda for all these different services. Like, for example, I'll backtrack again. They're talking about, the huge opportunity in agritourism. Yes? You have your farm, call people to come in. People are always willing to come in and basically give them that different service, give them that different experience that they don't know about. Yes, something new. Is it basically, do you have some trees somewhere? Can you put in a cabin? Do you have a plantation somewhere? Can you put in a cabin? So there are awesome investment opportunities in Uganda waiting to be seized. What is your strategy as a businesswoman? This is women in business. What is your strategy as a businesswoman? Yes, you have the body cream, and I'm very sure you had, maybe you started off, because we're not lamenting here, you started off on your own, maybe got a couple of leads and someone to help you through and mentor you through. I'm very sure you did a survey as well.
Of course.
Yes. So what is your strategy when you're getting out? Is it more, let me try and see, or you have done your surveys, you know it's going to work, and you basically get in full
You'll be surprised how I went into manufacturing. How? Not because I was the Minister for Investment, and I'm the Minister for Investment.
Many would say.
But this is because the women pushed me that direction.
Which women?
The women in Koboko. The women in Koboko municipality. I went to just try to give the women a skill. This is how I started the business of making laundry bar soaps. And now they hold a fully fledged factory. The women, I wanted to give them a skill for them to start their own businesses, small cottage industry in the backyard of their homes. So I got young people to go and train these people. I went to Yuri and I said, you know what, come and train my people. I'll buy the inputs and train them.
Yes.
They went and trained, and this is cold processing of laundry bar soap.
Yes.
I got this young man who was making those cold processing machineries and all that. And I said, okay, so can you come and skill my women? Yes. He said, at what? I need you to pay me. I said, how much do I need to pay you? He said, 1 million. And how long will you train the women? He said, it's 3 weeks. They would have learned. He said, very good. I bought the products. He told me I didn't know anything. I had zero clue.
Yes.
This young man told me the list of the products. I spent 6 million to buy these products and went on ground. Selected women, 30 from all the 3 divisions. Got them, I told them, okay, here, you're going to be here for 3 weeks to learn how to make 2 products, bar soap and liquid. They got the women trained. These women, I told them, okay, fine, the product is yours. Now that you've learned, what do we do? Do you know what the women did? Picked those products, went with them to the market and sold. Without any branding, and
Nothing.
sold.
Yes.
They sold a bar of the laundry bar soap of 1 kg. Cold processing, they sold it at 3,000. They came back and told me, you know what, Honorable, we made money. Now show us where you bought those raw materials. There's business here.
Yes.
I said, okay, wait a minute. You sold everything.
Yes.
I spent 6 million. These women went ahead.
This is true story. It's a true story.
True story. This is how I started going into industry. I told them, how?
You
They
mean you
sold
sold?
everything. You sold it? Yes. Without any branding? They said, yes. I said, so what do you want me to do? They said, take us to the source and we'll continue making more.
Yeah.
So some of those women, of course, I couldn't absorb all of them. I said, okay. I showed them where the source of the raw materials were. Up to today, they're still doing their production.
Yes.
And I said, okay, fine. Now I have to give money to other women, go and train the other women in those villages so that they can also be doing those products, others wanting to go into goat rearing. The day I lost elections, I remembered those women.
Yeah.
I said, oh, so now I had a job which preoccupied me, which was to serve those women as their MP. Now that I don't have a job, Anite, what are you going to do? I remember myself coming to Kampala knowing the need of the women. They needed only bar soap. There was a lot of need, and I will have thousands of people lining up to receive bar soap from me. I will distribute it for them for free, and I'll come to Mukwano and buy. Clear market survey. I said, now this house that I am living in, When I come here, it was to make tea for them, to house them. Now that I am not the MP, let me start business.
Yeah.
This big compound, which is 1 acre, where I was doing hosting rallies and all that, let me go into business.
Yes.
I called those women. I said, I want to start. Now I want to do it better. Can you come back and now we work together? Because you're my supporters. Now we're not going to do politicking. Let's come and make money and make more money.
That's how it went.
I called those women. I called more technical brains from Kampala. I said, come and teach me. They told me, okay, now you have to put the wire house for you to be able to put the machinery. I went from those cold processing, went and first struggled, fidgeted, bought a machine of 30 million from Katue.
So you were going all in and
All
hands-on.
in, because this is my new living now. I have to start.
Let's first talk about this, and we're still going to get around to it.
I have to finish telling you how it grew.
Yes.
This business now grew from this small
It first started
cottage
off as small cottage, community sort of inclined, and now,
to a manufacturing
huge.
plant.
Yes.
And I moved from there, cold processing, to hot processing, buying the Katue machinery, because when I want it there and then. That's another way to succeed. When you want it, don't sleep over it. Go for it.
Please stress that again. Please stress that again.
When you want it,
yes,
don't sleep over it. Go for it. You'll make mistakes, you'll learn from your mistakes. Just go in.
Just
My friends,
like that.
just go in.
No procrastinating, no saying, you know what, let me first get better. Some of you do that. Eh? Let me get better, let me polish myself before you get to know it.
I am telling you, I have had to be progressing gradually.
Yeah.
From cold processing, from those women, cottage, start with my women there.
Yeah.
To getting them, I have skilled them. Up to date, those women are still working with me.
Yes.
Now going to getting the machinery from China.
Yes.
I said, no, we have suffered with this hard labor, putting it with our hands, digging it and making it to dry and all that. Let's graduate. Slowly, now, we're in the market.
Is that how the skin, the Vaselines also started? Or that is just now?
Now the Vaseline was an add-up. So I started asking questions. Yeah. How do you guys do it? Now I have exhausted the brains in Uganda.
Yeah.
Get chemists from Makerere University. I mean, they have never done the processing apart from the practice they did in the university. And then I get them in. I'm struggling. I said, no, I think I need to get an expatriate to come. I hire an expatriate, put them on the job, skill my people, do the knowledge transfer. Today, the plant is running with those Ugandan women. Those women, they didn't have to go to school
to do that. They were just skilled.
They were just skilled there.
Yes.
They didn't have to study sciences to be able to mix those things. So then from there, they told me, you know what, for you to be able to be successful, diversify. Yeah. You can't do one business and you think you will succeed. Because if that one business line, if my sub-product suffers because the demand goes down,
then you're going to be in trouble.
Then you'll be in trouble. So add other products. So I had to add liquid detergent. So I had to add the Vaseline, body Vaseline, the big size, the small size. Because if the big one is not doing well, the small one will do well. Then I had to go and brought the Diva, the premium product.
Yes.
Now the body cream, the Diva, it is called Diva. And now this calls for everyone. And I had to think, what do I call it? Because I was discussing with these women. Okay, what name should I give to this product? What did you say? Because we were talking the local language, they were saying Sabuni, Sabuni. I said, no, I'm not going to change the name of my laundry bar soap. It's going to be called Sabuni.
Yes.
And now it is called Sabuni, and they are making money.
And, and subsequent episodes of Women in Business are going to be sponsored by Sabuni. Welcome, we're happy to see you here. Now, another thing, we're still talking about, do you believe that the persona, as you get into business, yes, has to change, especially because there's quite a lot of, culture, or it's part of lamentations. Because there have been quite a number of women who say, you know what, I can't get into this, or it's too difficult, or ABC. Did you feel those are just, we are way past that age of excuses? Or in one way or another, there are still a couple of challenges that come in: access to resources, access to all these finances, and the branding issues.
Those challenges are real.
Yes.
Having talked to the women in the villages, those challenges are real. We are still in a patriarchy society.
Yes.
And we still have these men who are so oppressive, very, very oppressive. I mean, there are men out there who actually brand me to be so arrogant because they can't stand my level of confidence.
You're being nice to yourself. They hate you.
Yes.
They hate you.
They say, no. You see this woman, she feels she knows it all and what. When I was doing politics, I gave empowerment to my women. I had to give the women financial independence. Because I know that if you're financially independent, there is no one who is going to walk over you. No one. Nobody will slap you. Nobody will, for lack of a better word, I always say it, nobody will nyoko you. Yes.
Howards, yes.
Yes. Like I tell them, friends, this is how it is. They will walk all over you because you're dependent. Domestic violence happens because you are asking somebody to do something which you feel that it is their duty. Most times, the women are asking for school fees. They expect the man to pay school fees. They're asking for food. They're asking for clothing. They're asking for shelter. For that, they earn themselves a beating.
Actually, whereas that still happens, you do have different faces right now, whereby it's more or less it's more or less oppressive. Yes, an empowered woman is out there and she's empowered and able to take care of herself, and because you have the male gender, her spouse or her partner not willing, that's another face of domestic violence. He tries to bring you down.
He cannot bring you down for as long as you have money. He will not.
Are you saying that there's no GBV among those that have
I
money?
can assure you, your resilience is higher than that woman who is dependent.
That's true, but it still exists.
It still exists, but your resilience is higher because the man will know that you can actually then go and start your own house and pay school fees for the children and stand on your feet. Yes. So he will not actually, he will go with a caution. He will attack you, but he will be a little bit careful. So for me, I decided to give every woman, all my women in the villages, small groups, give them money to start their own businesses, start their own enterprises, so that they could stand on their own and not be so dependent and resolve the problems.
Yes.
I was educated, even when I had my father, both parents living, thank God that they're still living. But I saw my mom touching her pocket to pay my school fees and saying no. I would not wait for my husband. She did it. And she will get women. My mother is not formally educated, but she will get women and tell them, look here, because your husband has not paid the school fees of the child, you're not going to say the child should sit home.
Yes.
Go out and work, collect your money, pay the school fees.
That's empowerment.
Yes, that's empowerment. And I told you she's not formally educated, but she knows her rights. So it's from knowing your rights. And I need to tell the women out there, we have to be very assertive, know our rights.
Yes.
But know our rights when we are also doing work. Women are so hard working. You have no idea how much those women toil. They will carry the baby on their back. They will carry water on their head. They will have the hoe in their hands. And they are moving. They will put that water down straight to the garden. They will dig, come home, cook food, prepare it, put water in the bathroom, in the shelters for their husbands, lay the beds, do literally everything. And they still stand.
The challenge is that all that work is not quantified economically.
They cannot, you should not expect the men to give you that credit. Give yourself that credit. So women out there,
give yourself that credit.
Give yourself that credit. Yes. Take yourself out. Spend on yourself. Don't say that, oh, now everything I'm going to spend it on my children and my husband.
Take care
my
of
children,
yourself as well.
Take care of yourself.
Self-care, people. Self-care.
It's self-care.
Yes.
Get percentage of that money. Work on your hair. Look good. Go and buy a second-hand clothes. Wash it nicely. Dress up. You look fine. The man will be like, he will not go looking out for that woman who is out there. He will say, oh, my wife is actually looking good, because other people will admire you in his presence.
You have no reservations about all this. Basically, you have no reservations about self-care, and you'll do everything to reward yourself.
Everything. You have to reward yourself.
Yes.
If you don't reward yourself, who will?
Who will?
Who will? Are you going to wait for some other person to reward you? No. Give yourself that credit.
True.
Blow your trumpet. I blow my trumpet on a daily. That's why they say, oh, she's being too much. I will blow it. Because I can't
You are
wait.
your number one cheerleader.
I can't
keep
wait for
saying
my
this.
neighbor
Yes.
to come and blow my trumpet. He has, or she has his or her trumpet to blow.
Yes.
So, but really, the point I'm trying to emphasize here is government has got these opportunities, and we are deliberate as government to make sure that the women are taken care of. Under the Youth Livelihood Fund, we had to make sure that the female gender is taken care of.
Yes.
We had to start a program for the women, specifically the WEP project, where we've invested billions of shillings.
Yes.
It is just for the women. Under the Mioga project, we have ring-fenced 30% of that money for the women alone.
Does it, or do all these programs actually include a psychosocial support, dimension to them? Because we know, you talked about the patriarchal societies and how women, maybe, it's not just, because we also know that it's not just about just financing, just access to finance as a means of empowerment. There are also different challenges and different things that affect the woman. So when they bring in the component of psychosocial support about, extra counseling, extra skilling on how to go about these ways, it helps. I think it creates sustainable empowerment. Is that happening in most of the programs that you know about?
Yes, of course. There is a component of psychosocial support, which Ministry of Gender does. Yeah. Even in our parish development model, it's called Mindset Change. Yeah. We have to deliberately do that because we know what is happening in the communities. For out of the communities we can. So we know it. So because of that, we try to ring fence that money to give that support to the women.
To the women.
To the women.
Talking about support to women, what went down? Just give us the one-on-one. We've had so many stories about recalling the ambulance. What happened exactly?
This is an amazing point.
Yes.
I love the fact that you bring it. Anyone who brings it up is my friend.
Yes.
Because
they
just
talk about any other thing, I wouldn't.
They just give me that chance to speak.
Yes.
I can assure you, when I was the member of parliament for Koboko municipality, I was very deliberate about certain things. First and foremost, as a woman who was a productive age, what I did was to make sure that I did not want to find myself delivering. One day I'm in my constituency and my time for delivery happens and I'm going to the hospital or health center and I find myself delivering on the floor. Yes. So what did I do? It wasn't my mandate. As an MP, I only have 3 roles to do. 1 is to legislate, 2 is to do an oversight, 3 is to appropriate. That is it. But I went beyond my mandate as a member of parliament. Just because I came out of that society, got my personal savings, and said, you know what, and my earnings, and said, even when I know my mandate is only 3, let me go and do certain things. Because anytime I'll find myself in that community. So what did I do? I went into the hospitals, a health center. We did not have a hospital. Even now, it is not built in Koboko. Health Center 4, I went there, and I found the ladies delivering on the floor. Bought delivery beds, put them there. Put them up to date, the delivery beds are there.
Still there.
Went there and put solar, because I found the doctors delivering these women with flashlights. Yes. Found flashlight, Kabiriti. They put the lights and they were doing operation. It was so pathetic. The women were trekking long distance. So what did I do? I put the solar there. I saw them trekking long distance. Gave all the women leaders bicycles. Bicycles. Yes. The LC5 chairman made sure that I empowered women to take those positions of LC1, LC2. Yes. Gave the LC2s, gave them motorcycles. Personal savings, take note, underscore. Not my mandate. But I thought that the nearest referral hospital being Arua, I should go ahead, support the women more, and say, you know what, started the circle and gave the women every village 3 million, 3 million, 3 million. Sorted the issue of water by lobbying. This happens through appropriation at the national level. Made sure that when they were doing the appropriation, it is there. increased the budget of the municipality, started another health center for.
Basically, you saw
Worked
gaps.
through. I saw gaps and made sure
And
that I
did
did something.
Even
And
when you weren't obliged.
not obliged. It is, I don't work
Not
like
culture.
that. It's not culture,
Yes.
it's not a norm. It is that you feel it is the right thing to do.
Yes.
It is not a norm, it's the right thing to do. You just feel that it is the right thing to do. But now, in this case, you have to be appreciated. I pat their back in exchange that they pat mine. I would buy mama kits and deliver to all the pregnant women. Call all of them, women who are pregnant, give them the mama kits. Bought Bensons and said, I don't want you to suffer washing your babies. I don't take it on the women. What did the men do? They would beat those women for supporting me. Real beating. The women will come, I will treat their wounds. Now the anger came. I told them, meanwhile, it's a man driving the ambulance, okay?
Yes.
That means I'm creating jobs. I told them, guys, look here. I love my community. I love to support the people. When I win, I'm going to buy 3 ambulances so that every division has got their own ambulance, actually 4.
Yes.
So that I have one in the center. Then the ones from the divisions will be bringing these women to the hospital. And the men, when you fall sick, anybody. The elders, I supported them. The men, I started a circle for them.
Yeah.
I gave them 1 million in their circle because they
And
said I was supporting the women.
And when that didn't happen,
So,
they didn't pat your back.
not even patting my back. Do you know what they did? For doing all that, they gave me a beating.
They gave you a beating.
They gave me a beating of burning down all my billboards and beat the women, burned all those billboards down,
The what?
burned down all the billboards,
Yes.
political billboards.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Have I been doing all this thing in another place or I have been doing it in this place? Did they really have to do this to me? And I'm like, okay, why? I called them. So we are sorry. I said, I didn't see nobody saying I'm sorry when they were burning. You did not say you're sorry.
Yes.
When they were robbing you of your votes, you did not come to the defense. You came back, of course they came to me and they told me they were crying. People are cheating us. They were defenseless, literally. And I did not like violence. And people know my character, you called it a tigress, and I call myself not a tiger.
Yeah.
I call myself a gazelle, because for me, I wake up to outrun the fastest lion, because I know the world is like that. It's about someone is just tough wanting to eat you.
It's cutthroat.
So I said, okay, now this has happened. In spite of all this, I picked the ambulance, went to the municipal, handed it over.
We want to know
Yes.
what happened.
Handed it over. Meanwhile, I bought it with my own savings.
Yes.
Handed it over to them. Told them, I'm going to pay the driver for 3 months. On top of paying the driver, I'll maintain it for 3 months. Since the revenue stream for maintaining it has been cut off, I will do it for 3 months.
Yeah.
After that, you have to sort yourself. When I handed it over, you know what they came back to me? In writing, meanwhile, we are not able to maintain the ambulance because it is not in the fleet of the vehicles that government has procured for the municipality.
Really?
We cannot pay the driver.
You have talked about the trickle down and the different challenges trickling down to actually the Ugandan, yes, the Wananchi, the Ugandan person, and what can be done. And you have urged others as well to rise up and stop getting really very complacent and very, very keen on having the give me, but actually position yourself and do something about it. Position yourself, knock down doors the way you did that when you were getting your first job. And you have talked about the different opportunities that are also there, and Ugandans should know about these opportunities and do something about it, because you are not only just the Minister of State, but you are also a woman in business, right? And I think I've summarized that quite enough. If I've left out something, please.
And I'm a wife.
Please, in just a few minutes, you can as well highlight that. Please, in just 1 minute, just mention something that you know is key to the empowerment of women and men out there.
Before I say something that is key to the empowerment of men and women out there, since we're women in business, I will not be doing service to the women out there to tell them how they have to be very confident, how they have to keep records of their businesses. Record keeping is very, very key. Yes. Please keep your money safe. Because out of love, you give the money out. So keep your money safe so that you don't give out your capital and your profit, reinvest it. But most importantly, a woman out there who is in business, there's no shortcut about branding. Yes. Brand your products very nicely if you want to get attraction and people to buy. The demand is only driven by the look of the product. Yes. So do proper marketing. And above all, there are packages in government for you to be able to get access to credit. UDB will give you this women program only for the women to get money. Women-owned businesses. Postbank has got this. Stanbic Bank have got this. Seize the opportunity under the parish development model, which is out there for you as women. These opportunities are there, and be confident and stand strong and stand tall. Do not be intimidated. I mean, the world is full of people who like to intimidate. Yes. But I want to tell you, just give you a tip that I use for myself. I call myself a gazelle for a reason. Now, because the gazelle is looked at as this animal that is so frail, it's quiet, it's pretty, it is just there. It is soft. And the world is the lion. So be like that gazelle. It's not necessarily a fool. It wakes up every morning in the African context. This gazelle wakes up and it just starts running to outrun the fastest lion. For if it doesn't run, the lion will come and consume it. It becomes the prey for the lion. So my fellow gazelles, stand up and start running. Run away from poverty, which is actually the lion. Run away from mediocrity, which is the lion. Run away from unemployment, which is the lion. Run away from diseases, which is the lion. Keep yourself healthy. Yes. Work out. Watch out for yourself. You are your own #1 cheerleader. Yes. Nobody will do it for you. You can do it for yourself.
You had this only on Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. This has been Doreen Kemcha, Women in Business. Thank you so much, Honorable Anite. It has been such a joy having all this time. Gazelle or not gazelle, tigress or not.
Be a gazelle.
We shall leave it to them to decide. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us. Please put these things into action. Do something about those investment priority areas Honorable Anite has mentioned. Until next time, bye-bye.